Good morning, Steve here. And a few days ago, I was inclined towards taking a look at my life and various events that were going on and using the deck of the tarot cards, which are, I don't know how to refer to them, but kind of giving you an indication to various thoughts about what you might be working with and maybe how to work with it. So the reading turned out to be really good, and I got a lot of benefit from it. And then I decided this morning that it would be useful to do a tarot reading for the world to find out what's going on in the world right now. We all have ideas about things that are going on in the world. I don't know that I'll necessarily share my ideas of what's going on in the world, other than my ideas that the world's in a period of rapid transformation, and that there are 4 levels of cleanse that are going on in the earth. It began in 1997. And so the first 7 years, from 97 to 2004, had to do with the physical cleanse of the earth and were part of the earth. The next 7 years, 2004 to 2011, had to do with the mental cleanse, the cleansing of our way of thinking, how we could shift and change our thinking. From 2011 to 2018, it was an emotional cleanse, how to let go of things of the past to the best of our ability. And 2018, the current 7-year cycle is 2018 to 2025. And that date of completion is March 23rd of 2025. So we're basically 13 months away from the completion of the spiritual cleanse. What that means, you're having the experience. So if you're like me, finding there's all sorts of things to look at, to get over, to release, to change, habits to change, beliefs to change, boundaries to change. Are we invasive, or do others seem invasive to us? Do we have good boundaries? Are we willing to hold our own thoughts about things and not go with the groupthink that is oftentimes referred to as woke consciousness, which is basically groupthink, and I've never found groupthink to be useful. So the reason I am where I am today is because I grew up in a family that wanted me to think the way they did, and when I looked at the way they thought, I thought, no, thank you. I don't think so. And it was basically, I kept my mouth closed for the most part because it was a very physical family. And if they didn't like what you said, there was physical consequences. And I tended to be too talkative and too, from my perceptive of things that were going on and pointing them out to people. And as a result, getting whooped on occasion. So anyway, this morning I thought, I had the intuition that maybe what I needed and what might be useful for others is a world tarot reading. So this is the next 13 months of this spiritual cleansing aspect of this 28-year cycle we're in the middle of, in this transition from the shifting of the polarities of the earth and therefore of us. I pulled the 10 cards, and so today I'll be reading them. And I apologize because I have nothing set up to help me hold papers or anything like that. So I'm going to be looking at the papers, looking back up, looking at the papers, looking back up. And I did the card reading, and then I wrote everything out on, 2 pieces of paper. And so hopefully I'll be able to read my writing, and I won't get too sidetracked with too many stories, so I can just give you the latest update from the world and how the world is doing. And you live on the world, so it really does impact you. And you are part of the world. You are part of the consciousness of the world. So this is a reading for you as well as for the world, because you're part of the world. If you find it useful, great. And if you have not found it useful to even stay this long, which, it really affects my, I would really appreciate it if you would watch me a little bit longer, because it hurts my feelings when I realize that a person only made it into 1 minute of my video. But even that 1 minute might have just changed everything. Might be like a homeopathic remedy. So anyway, love you very much and appreciate you for watching or not watching, or just being in the world and not agreeing with the perceptions that you're told to agree to, not agreeing to group think. Because let's just have it helps to have like a statement. So how about this? Group think, it stinks. Like it? I like it. So that's what we're going to go with. Group think, it stinks. Think for yourself. You're smarter than everybody else. Really, literally, you can think better than anyone in the group think department, because that group think is just it's just apparently not working. Okay, let's go with that. So this is the whole world person spread. Tarot. Look it up if you don't know what it is. And there's a quote at the very beginning of it that is a quote by Rumi. So that's name dropping. Rumi was this spiritual teacher and wrote a whole bunch of really cool stuff. He was like this mystic poet, like wise person. And so if you want to start something out, just name drop Rumi. And people go, oh, Rumi said this. You can just write your own things, just write Rumi. No, don't do that, because this is about integrity. So we're just, don't do it. I don't do it. So I'm not suggesting it. But if you do drop a name, drop Rumi. Okay, so here's what Rumi supposedly said. I wasn't there. I just read it in the tarot book. If I really see you, I will laugh out loud, and I will. Or fall silent. Or explode into 1,000 pieces. And if I don't see you, I will be caught in the cement and stone of my own prison. Yeah, feel it. If I do see you, I will laugh. If I don't see you, I'll be stuck in the cement and stone of my own prison. I like it. Okay, so there are 10 areas that I pulled cards for. And the first area is where the heart was, where the heart of the world was in the past. And where the heart of the world was in the past was, the card I pulled was the 11 of Trumps. And the 11 of Trumps is a desire for more creativity and passion for life. So that's where it's been. A desire for more creativity and passion for life, and owning one's own strengths. Taming the beast within, and overcoming fear connected with change, which is a good thing to do when you're in a time of complete change. is overcoming your fear of it, because it's going to happen whether you like it or not. So you may as well like it. What the heck? Okay. The next card that I pulled was for the heart in the present. And let me see if I can kind of hold this up a little bit on the side so I won't keep dropping my head down. So let's just see if I can pull this off. So the heart in the present, the emotional opportunities or concerns in the present. I like the little finger thing. Finger pointed. You remember when they used to point their finger? Or still do. I don't know. I've kind of gone away from finger pointers. I left them behind, really, literally. It was a good choice. Okay, for the heart in the present, we got the 10 of discs, which is related to wealth. So just think about that term, wealth, and see what comes up for you. In the tarot card, it says physical prosperity, just physical prosperity, abundance, wealth. The ability to communicate with an abundance of varied ideas. Wealth and prosperity on all levels of consciousness. So, wealth of consciousness, prosperity of consciousness. So that's where the heart is in the present, in a place of prosperity of consciousness. I like it. I hope you do too. And if you don't, it's okay. And you can go, what is this? Oh, what is he talking about? I don't understand a thing. Which is okay. Because understanding only ever comes out of confusion. Learning only comes out of confusion. Because if you're not confused, there's nothing to learn. You already know it. But if you get confused, that means you're learning something. There's a finger again. That's exclamation point. All right. 3. So in the reading, you have heart in the past, heart in the present, and then conscious mind. And this is the way they lay it out. So they lay it out: heart in the past, heart in the present, conscious mind. So in the conscious mind is about the areas of concern, hope, issues, desires, and conscious awareness. So for this, we got the 4 of Swords, which is referred to as the Truce card. So which relates to mental expansion and resolution, the resolving of something. So understanding the issue that needed resolution on all 4 levels of consciousness, which it didn't say what all 4 levels of consciousness are. I mean, we might have physical consciousness, mental consciousness, emotional consciousness, and spiritual consciousness. So those might be the 4 levels of consciousness. It didn't say. So once I wrote it down and I read it, I realized I didn't know exactly what that meant. But we're making it up. So you may make it up. And if you make up something really good about what the 4 levels of consciousness are, then you could write it in a reply at the bottom of the video, like, oh, the 4 levels of consciousness are, according to Steiner or Goethe, or drop some name, Rumi, just drop a name, according to, drop a name. And people will be much more impressed with you because you've actually at least heard the name Goethe, if you haven't actually read anything by Goethe, which I'm not going to say I have or haven't. Can't remember. Okay, so mental expansion, resolution, understanding the issue that needed resolution and has now come to full resolution. So the conscious mind, what's happening is we're coming to this place of resolution. We've been in this process of cleansing for almost 27 years now, 27 years as of March. And then we have 1 year to go. And so we're coming to this place of resolution. on all four levels of consciousness. And you fill in what that is. And, quote, an expansion of our thinking is taking place due to resolution of the past. So we're all doing a lot of resolving of the past, like getting over it. Just getting over it. I mean, we could drag it along for quite some time, and many of us have. I'm not going to name names, but I might say Steve. And then I could name any other name: Frank, Harry, Joe, Barbara, Dolores, rhododendron. We've all held on to things for long enough. How about that? Long enough. We've held on to it long enough. Now we can let it go. So we have heart in the past, heart in the present, conscious mind, subconscious mind. Kitty scratching. Okay, subconscious mind. The areas of concern are hopes and desires, and issues that are not in our awareness. So this is the subconscious mind. So for that, we got the Three of Cups. And the cups have to do with emotions. So the Three of Cups is emotional abundance. And the quote is, there is an overflowing abundance of positive feelings that one desires to communicate. So that's going on in the subconscious. So in the conscious mind, I've already forgotten. In the conscious mind, we're in a place of truce, where we're resolving things of the past, which is allowing us to have a mental expansion. So that's a conscious thing that's going on. The subconscious thing, because they're one mind, I mean, they divide them up so we can talk about different aspects of the one mind. So the subconscious mind is wanting to express an flowing abundance of positive feelings. So that's what's going on in the subconscious of the world. The world wants you to know how much it loves and appreciates you, how you're a vital aspect of this organism that we call the earth or the world, that the world is appreciating that you are here on the planet assisting this transformation of consciousness that's going on. And that world says, thank you. You're great. You're doing a great job. Sometimes it's difficult, and it is for the world too. So the world's working with it like we're working with it. Okay. The next area has to do with, so you got heart in the past, heart in the present, conscious mind, subconscious mind, and work. And work/creativity. So our opportunities and obstacles. What is our ability to pull situations towards ourselves? So that's our work creativity. And for that one, we got the Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords is about the fear of ruin. And I don't know if, you've had that come into your consciousness at all lately. And I know many people have been let off work, which makes things very difficult. If you're released from work and you have a short period of time, you're going to have income, or you have really high expenses, can't pay things off. This has happened frequently throughout the history of the past, according to history books, and the Great Depression and the housing collapse of 2008, which I was involved in. So this fear of ruin, this fear of financial ruin or the falling apart of a relationship. Sometimes when we're in these really stressful times of change, and we get triggered and we have these old emotions come up, that we then blame the person that we're in relationship with. Oh, I would feel so much better if you weren't around. Okay, so hopefully this is still working. I think it is. It went blank again. It has a certain shut off, and I haven't figured out how to get rid of that yet. So anyway, fear of financial ruin or the falling apart of a relationship, and there's a desire to release the fear of ruin. So that's number 5, work creativity. Now, number 6 is our decision-making ability, the courage to act or assume responsibility, which once we let go of the fear of ruin, things still may collapse. We don't know, the pundits are saying like, oh, the whole thing's going to collapse. Who knows? We don't know. We have no idea. We want to trust what we experience and what we think about things and move forward in the world in a very grounded, conscious state. So our decision-making abilities are our courage to act or assume responsibility. We got the 3 of Wands, which is virtue. 3 of Wands talks about spiritual integrity and honesty. So honesty and integrity are at issue. There's a deep spiritual desire to maintain integrity. So this is for us individually. This is for the people who put themselves out as our rulers or our government or the people who are supposed to be working for us, and whether or not we feel like they're in integrity. Do we feel, I won't name names, but do we feel like those people are making choices for us that affect us? Do we feel like they're in integrity? Do we feel like they're spending our money wisely or not? So that's my question. That didn't come out of the book, but it just came out of my consciousness. Okay. The next thing is the positive effects we might manifest or break through. So that's number 7. And we got the 12 of Trumps, which is the Hangman. So I don't know if you see that card. I'm not going to go get it, but it's a person hanging upside down is that Trump card, the 12 of Trumps. And it's called the Transformer, which is also kind of like those little characters you used to be able to make from one thing to another. My children had some of those Transformers. So this is a Transformer. One who is committed to breaking through stuck, fixed perspectives, attitudes, and beliefs. So beliefs, behaviors, and boundaries. So stuck, fixed. Like, no, it's got to be this way. We got all that energy of stuck. I'm stuck. There's energy stuck. And we can go, I choose to let this go.